In this video, we will learn how to create dependent drop-down list in Excel. If you remember, in the previous video, we learned how to create a drop-down list. However, in this case, we are creating multiple drop-down lists that are dependent on each other. Let's take an example. Here I have a data set wherein I have categorized each broad category into subcategories. For example, tea, if you go to a restaurant and you order tea, these are the different categories that you might get: lemon tea, a ginger tea, iced tea, or a masala tea. Similarly, for coffee, similarly for juice, similarly for mocktails. Now, what I want is I needed to create a drop down wherein I have these broad categories, and when I select any of these broad categories, the related subcategory should be selected. So how can we do that? We will just see. Okay, so let's create it at a new place now. I'm using this cell. Let's delete the other ones. Okay, so here we will create the first drop down. I'll just give it a color. So following the steps as we saw in video 1, I'll just go to data, data validation, and here using the list option, source. Also, one important thing that I need to mention over here is you can also type the headers over here. For example, you can type tea, comma, coffee, comma, juice. So they will also appear in the drop down. I will just click on OK. Now we can see this has created a drop down for tea, coffee, juice, and mocktails. Now we need to create a dependent drop down list. For example, if I have selected coffee over here, then it should give me the relevant 3 subcategories. If I have selected juice over here, it should give me the relevant mango, pineapple, apple, and lychee. So how can we do that? To create a dependent drop-down list, you have to ensure that you give name to the range. Now, what is the range? For example, from tea till masala. This is the range from lemon to masala. Now, there are different methods of creating a range. For example, what you can do is you can just select this entire data, go to formulas, and then create from selection. Now, when you click on this, a dialog box opens. Just select create names from values in the top row. Okay. So what it did was, if you select this now, you see the name is appearing over here as tea. If you select this, name is appearing as coffee. So this is a data range. For tea, this is a data range. For coffee, this is a data range. For juice, this is the data range. So it has assigned a name to every data range. This was done using a simple option over here, create from selection. The second way to do it, select the range and then simply type the name over here. This is also how you can assign a name to a range. Now we have to just repeat the steps. We'll go to data, data validation, select list. Now what we will do, we will apply a simple formula equal to indirect, open brackets, and select this cell, because when you are selecting the broad category, you need to get the subcategory. I will just close this cell. Okay. So now when we press OK, we can see that a drop down has appeared over here. We will just click this and it is giving me all the options under broad category juice. So I'll select any one of those. Let us try changing this. If I change it to tea, then I should get the options available for tea. lemon, ginger, ice, and masala. A very good example of dependent drop down can be the travel websites. For example, you might be searching in any of the specified countries. For example, if in India, then it will give you the drop down list for Indian countries. If you select for Nepal, it will give you the drop down for that particular countries, the cities in those countries. Another important thing over here is we use the formula indirect. Now, what is indirect formula doing? Indirect formula, this gives a reference to a data range. That is the only reason why we gave a name to the data range. When you apply the formula indirect, it fetches the data from that particular data range. For example, if we are selecting T, then what this drop down will do, this will go back to this place and fetch the data under the drop down T, that is lemon, ginger, ice, and masala. So that is why we use the formula indirect. Hope this was useful. For more related content, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.